124.9.
Hello, and welcome to this week's Skeptic Show. This week, we take a look at the phenomena of open mic events. To help us understand the workings of an open mic, we've invited senior researcher Dr. Ken Wright, who has done extensive research into the subject. Dr. Ken works for the think tank Universal Skeptics. Welcome, Dr. Ken.
Thanks for inviting me on your show.
Now, open mics are advertised as an event where people can bring along their instrument and perform in what's called a jam, and perform 3 songs together. Is that right, Dr. Ken?
Yes, Bill, that is the stated goal of the events.
Now, I've heard that these events are rather popular.
Yes, indeed. With the commercial failure of running bands at a hotel, the hotels, in collaboration with a previously working group, have put together a commercially successful event where they both profit.
Profit? I thought an open mic was filling a social need.
Well, it does, but you still need to pay the bills.
Oh, I see. So everyone gets paid?
No, Bill. Only the hotel and the house band gets paid. I should add that some open mics also start off their event by having another band start off the event. They also gets paid.
I see. So these jammers know they are giving up their own time to perform 3 songs for nothing.
Of course. My research has shown that some of the jammers are not bona fide jammers, but musos that don't have a gig. This restricts how many real jammers can actually perform, as they will be the last to be called.
It sounds as though a jammer may take the effort to attend a jam and may never make it to the stage.
Yes, that happens. But listen, Bill, the attraction to perform is very strong in jammers, and they will put up with a lot of things that most of us wouldn't.
Like what?
The invited band, or house band, usually start the event and play for about an hour. After that, one of the band members acts as an MC for the jam section and puts together jammers into sets where they perform 3 songs. The jammers may not know one another and may even be of different skill levels, but the singer usually calls the song.
Is anything provided for the jammers?
Usually the invited or house band leave their equipment on stage for use by the jammers, but they must bring their own instrument.
I imagine there would be a large variation in the sound level between sets.
Oh yeah. Usually one of the musicians from the house band will mix the sound to compensate for all of these differences.
That's very good of them to provide such a helpful service.
Yeah, it sounds good on paper.
On paper? I don't understand. Surely they treated the same way as the house band.
Well, Bill, that's a myth, and it don't work like that.
Really?
Yes, Bill, it's a myth for the following reasons. The house band needs to keep the gig. It's in their interest to make their sound as good as possible while making the jammers sound rough.
Do you mean they deliberately sabotage the jammers?
Yeah, it's all part of the plan.
The plan? So what do they do?
Well, it's not one thing. They work on a lot of different levels to destabilize the jammers. Remember, they want to keep that cash flow flowing and eliminate the competition. My research has shown that the following occurs. 1. Where the jammers are their friends, the MC will put them together in positions that they are comfortable in. The bass player plays bass, the drummer plays drums, and if they know each other, they are put in the same set. They are given a reasonable mix. 2. Where jammers don't know each other, they are simply thrown together with no attempt to make a cohesive band and are given a really bad mix.
In both cases you mention the mix. What do you mean by that?
This is another destabilizing technique. The person on the mixer has the responsibility to level out the sound so that each instrument can be heard, and even lift the level of an instrument temporarily if they have a solo, and then drop the level after the solo finishes. This is the mix given to the house band. The jammers are, however, not mixed in this fashion. In an effort to make the jammer sound clumsy, the mix is altered so that the level of the instruments are not balanced. Usually vocalists and soloists are mixed so low that you can barely hear them, which makes them appear amateurish.
Does that really happen?
Indeed it does, Bill. Let me give you an example. I have a few sound samples that demonstrate this behavior. This first sample is the mix the house band would be given.
This is how it should sound.
This is the same sample, but mixed for the jammers.
This is how it should sound.
This is how a house band solo would sound. Finally, this is how a jammer's solo would sound.
Wow, thanks for showing us your research.
My pleasure.
And that's all from this week's Skeptics Corner. Keep on jamming.
124.9